How many belief points do I have to save up in order to change how sigil is pronounced?
Like 50.
The whole campaign, I'm just gonna be hoarding belief points.
Like all of you have to save up 50 and spend them all at once on that one
This
thing.
sounds like something we need to do.
Then there's a 5% chance it'll work.
And then if it works, we'll all be mazed.
Immediately, and then it'll be changed back. So just to go over the context that you found, it implicates 4 people. Let me get the list out here. Connected with Jandar in various factions. The first one is Kelian's boss, Torier, in the Fated. The second one is Diller, a member of the Harmonium, a Tiefling who is in the Harmonium, who protects Jandar's interests by trying to control investigations into his activities. The third was Gongrich, is a rogue Modron in the Governors, and he found a legal loophole for Jandar to slip through, reclassifying his slaves as livestock. And his role was to keep this loophole from coming to light so it couldn't be fixed. And the last one was, the most important one probably, was Venvrian Nalls. Nalls is a factor in the Mercy Killers. She is one of the Factal's most trusted advisors in that faction, so she's the most famous name on this list. So at this particular moment, nobody has seen these correspondings except the 5 of you. So what is that conversation like?
I say we take it and use it as leverage. Like, the slavery's already ended. There's no way they're going to be coming back to that cavern. So I say we just take it all, we bring it back to the ciphers, and then anytime we need some leverage over one of the guilds, we can bring out these scrolls.
Wait, the ciphers? Why would they want it?
How would we leverage it? Like, sure, these people are implicated, but how can we get a whole guild to make sure that we're on their side, or they're on our side?
I said, well, leveraging them is the easy part. We just go up to a print shop and have copies made.
What does that accomplish?
Post them all over town. What does it accomplish? Well, it weakens them in the eyes of everybody in the city, everybody in Sigil. Embarrasses them, breaks down their authority.
Like,
Prevent
I don't think
for
we
a moment that we're not all either stupid or anarchists.
Why wait for leverage? We should just use it now to get what we want. I don't know what any of you want, but I have a good idea on what I want.
And what's that?
I want my job back, and I want a higher position for it.
Seems to me that's aiming pretty low.
Go on.
I'm just saying, I think these can do a lot more good than getting one guy his job back, is all.
I'm just worried we've already accomplished whatever we'd accomplished, but through using these this way. I mean, we've got these 5 people, sure, but they're already not going to go back to doing things the way that they were doing things beforehand.
Yeah.
Exactly, which is why these are best used as a tool against those guilds, not to get what we want.
So since I wasn't here, refresh my memory. Is John Dar in the city currently?
Nobody knows
That's
where
far as I
Jandar
know.
is.
Okay.
All we know is that Lady Liger has arranged for John Dar to be out of Sigil for 3 days, I think it was, and that was a couple days ago.
Kelian knew that. Did Kelian tell you guys about Ligress?
He told us basically everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
He only kept a couple things back.
Yeah, her deal was that she would arrange for him to be occupied elsewhere. So as far as you guys know, he's not in the city currently.
Yeah. So I'm acting under that assumption.
Okay.
Okay.
So who's taking custody of the evidence?
Oh well, Riot never let the 3 scrolls that she took out of her hands ever.
Okay.
I had the other 3.
Okay, then Riot.
Yeah.
Roll 3d6.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. We got a 3, a 6, and another 3.
Reroll one of those 3s.
Okay. 3, a 6, and a 5.
Okay. The 3 scrolls you have. One is correspondence with Venvry and Nulls, the Mercy Killer Factor.
Mm-hmm.
One is the... Actually, one is just a scroll that doesn't seem pertinent to the investigation, but it's written in Terran, so it will have to be translated before it can be of much use.
Mm-hmm.
The other one...
Wait, doesn't Serenity speak Terran?
Yeah, Serenity could read that.
Okay. Then let me rephrase that. I don't know what that scroll says yet. I'll have to come up with something later. Sorry, right now it's not important. The other one you have implicates the Modron, Gongrich. And Ciclon, the 3 that you have implicates Diller, the Harmonium, Torier in the Fated, and the 3rd scroll you have outlines the ritual for enchanting and enlarging the bird cages.
Wait, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Nick,
Yeah.
if that scroll is written in Terran, how are you going to hold on to this scroll such that Serenity can't take it, while also letting Serenity translate it?
That has not happened yet.
Yeah, nobody knows what the scroll says yet. I'll improv something later if it becomes important.
I would say, yeah. Once I see it's written in Terran, I'd probably point to Serenity and say, "Hey, can you reread that? What the hell does that say?"
I think later just came.
Yeah.
So is Riot handing over the scroll?
No.
No. Okay.
I mean, I don't know if I can't read it.
No, I mean she's got 3 scrolls. Like 2 of them implicate such and such and such and such, and the 3rd one is written in Terran.
Yeah. That last scroll then, after Serenity looks at it, it's names of various progeny Jandar has that are doing works in various levels of Sigil. For example, you notice Lutu and Granite on that list.
Mm-hmm.
These seem to be distant relations of Jandar, a member of his clan that are working for or with him.
Okay.
There are 20 or 30 such names on the list. Not all of them are Earth Genasi, but the majority of them are.
Does any of this information talk about what faction they're in?
Technically, these people wouldn't have factions because they're
So these
not.
just-
They don't actually live and operate in Sigil. But you know that a couple of them at least have paid lip service to the ciphers while they were in town.
Okay.
But that information is not listed on this correspondence. Jandar apparently doesn't.
It's just something I know because I've seen those particular Genasi around the ciphers.
Yes, the 2 that you encountered in the cavern didn't have any kind of faction colors that you saw at all.
Okay.
The two that you met in the cavern, Pulvi is the one that you killed, and Hazu is the one that escaped.
Hazu.
Are you committing that name to memory so you can hunt him down later?
How do we know that?
Just given the way
they...
that their names are positioned on the lists. Because those two knew where that location was and operated out of, but the two you met previously didn't. They were much lower level people. They were more scouts.
Are there any other locations on this list?
No.
Figures.
So, Riot keeps the 3 scrolls that she has. Does Ciclon keep his as well?
Yeah, it's probably dangerous to keep them all in one place. Just in case that they just on the off chance that one of ours is destroyed in some way. So
Kelian
I'll
nods
hold
and holds out his hand.
No.
You're right, we should split them all up.
I think 2 is just fine, and I'll hold on to the others.
So, 2 questions. The first is, are any copies made of these scrolls? And the second question is, are they dispensed to the authorities, and if so, who?
Part of Riot's daytime action, the next time she gets daytime action, is going to be involving the disposition of these scrolls.
Okay.
Of her scrolls.
Is that the same? Is that true for Ciclon as well?
Well, I don't think he would. I don't think he intends to like make handbills and spray them all over the damn city about these assholes. But
so is Riot keeping these that I couldn't make copies, or?
Yeah, Riot is keeping them because she doesn't trust anyone else to do the right thing with hers.
Okay.
And Ciclon just doesn't trust Kelian with the rest.
You can trust me.
So here's the other question,
dude. You stepped through the thing, and it opened when you stepped through. That's evidence enough for you to be mistrusted.
The other question
I mean, you
is,
wouldn't have the scrolls if it weren't from. Think of it that way.
He's got you there. That is true.
He holds his hand out again.
You all have quite a bit of coin from that cave. Right now, you all are weighed down with several hundred coins each.
Mm-hmm.
Sigil doesn't have a bank. For some reason, no bank operates in the city. Probably because the Lady of Pain doesn't allow it. For why, who knows. So the question is, what do you all do with this coin? Are you just going to walk around with really heavy pockets?
So where do people tend to do with their money?
Is there like a stock market?
I mean, if you're looking to invest in a business, you'll need more than a few hundred silver pieces. There's not a stock market to speak of. What do you mean by people when you ask that question? Like, are you talking about citizens?
Shopkeepers that make a lot of money. Like, where do they keep it?
Mahogany in the shop probably has a strong box that he's got a lock or a combination for. People who have the ability probably use some kind of magic protections. Most common citizens probably hide it in their boots. Most common citizens aren't walking around with hundreds and hundreds of coins.
Right.
But the amount of money that we gave out last session, you split up 4 ways, is going to be noticeable if you carry it on your person.
Where have I gone in the past to exchange my money?
You could do that at the gymnasium very easily. There inside the gymnasium are refreshment cellars and whatnot. You can get your coins swapped out. That's something that your faction could do for you.
And your faction won't hold on to money and stuff for you though?
Depending on the faction. The Ciphers, probably not. The Fated, absolutely. If there is a bank, if there is like a small bank somewhere in Sigil, it's probably run by a member of the Fated, and it's probably on the up and up, because if it's not, then that guy would be out of
that's
business
actually
very
really
quick.
surprising that the Fated don't run a bank.
That
Seems like absolutely something.
there are no banks in Sigil, and there's no mention made anywhere in the text about banking in the city. So I just assume the Lady of Pain won't allow it. But keep in mind though, most people in Sigil aren't citizens. Most people are passing through to somewhere else in the multiverse. So a lot of money comes into and moves through the city, but it leaves just as quickly. So
maybe people people with a lot of money keep their money like on other planes.
Could be. A lot of Prime Material worlds have central banks that get used. Darkwood probably keeps his in, he's got like an offshore account in the Bank of Waterdeep.
I was gonna say Darkwood probably, like, if you walk into his closet while saying "ka-ching," like you get gone through a portal into the Bank of Waterdeep.
It doesn't matter, but everybody believes that Darkwood is from Tyrell, but he's actually from Oerth. I don't know why he lies about that, but he does. And probably only Kelian
I don't know what
would
either
know
of
that.
those are.
Tyrell is Forgotten Realms, and Oerth is Greyhawk.
Okay.
Remember, Planescape came out
He says he's from
pre-Eberron.
Forgotten Realms because he wants to be popular.
Right.
Yeah,
But he's actually from
I'd lie if
Greyhawk.
I was from Greyhawk.
He wants everybody to think he's
Really?
he's the good drow. So yeah, what do you guys do with your coins? Mahogany, you have a shop in town. It's almost certain you have got a strong box, with at least a lock on it. You're not exactly a millionaire.
I'm probably just gonna get the copper pieces exchanged,
Okay.
and I'll probably just put it out like, oh, this is just general business. Like, I just have all these copper pieces.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna fucking hold on to them in my shop.
Riot, you don't have
Yeah,
a faction
the good-
headquarters.
Right, I don't have a faction headquarters, but the good thing about me is that, well, I guess good, is that I can't keep any of this anyway.
Right. So, we'll come back to you last, because I'm very curious to what you do with most of your money.
Okay.
And we'll hold off on Kelian for now, because right now he doesn't have a house or a faction. So what is Ciclon and... Serenity doesn't have coins. What is Ciclon doing with the coin?
Well, the gold he's going to hold on to.
Okay.
The silver and copper. I kind of I'm trying to figure out the best way to surreptitiously donate this stuff to the soup kitchen.
So you want the coins to go to... What's his name? Father
Mondo.
Armando. Yes. Yeah, you can set that up. That would be easily enough to donate the coins anonymously.
Yeah.
So
I like to
not-
think
probably
that
not all at
anytime
once,
someone
but
comes
a
in with a
little at
ton
a
of
time.
money suspiciously, like the way that they launder money is they went, oh yeah, I just went adventuring.
So what is Riot's plan for the money? How does she intend to funnel her 90% back into the anarchists?
Well, she's going to go pay a visit to, who is it, Velmunder? Yeah, Velmunder.
Mm-hmm.
See if he has use for it.
Vilmunder would say yes, and then take it, and then you'd never see it again.
That's fine.
Okay. Alright, so that night...
I mean, I would ask out of curiosity what use he has, what he's going to put it toward.
Okay. Kelian, that night, you have a conversation with Ligris. Tell her all the information that you've learned. You tell her the identity of all four of these conspirators, right?
Yes, I do.
Well, that's what she hired you for. And she wishes you the best of luck. Thanks you for your good work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Leave it at that, because... yeah, leave it at that.
So where is Kelian going to spend the night, considering he can't go back home?
Well, you've got a lot of money, right?
You got what you
Well, you
took
gotta
out of the dungeon.
Yeah, gotta spend it. Gotta put it to things that he can hold on to that don't look suspicious. So really
Like
nice
a
inn.
knife.
You're paying a midnight trip to the bazaar or a market somewhere?
No, going to an inn.
Okay.
Really nice inn.
Easy enough. I mean, you're already in the ladies' ward. How nice are you talking? Quote me a price.
What would high end be?
High end?
Yeah.
More than you've got.
Okay.
High end, we're counting in hundreds of platinums.
Okay. Nope.
Anything can
Way
be had
too much.
in Sigil.
Way too much.
High end for Kelian, maybe 5 gold for the night.
All right.
For a
sounds
nice,
good.
And Keely,
nice posh
Keely,
room.
don't forget you have an extra 4 gold on top of the general party share.
I do. I've marked it.
Okay.
So yeah, don't transfer the coins over until you actually tell me you're transferring them over. Because I want to know. I want to know who's carrying down just a saddlebags filled with coins for the moment.
Me.
As far as the equipment and stuff you found, all of that got returned except for the
leather
axes.
bracers.
And you still have the
Leather
bracers.
bracers.
Okay. The bracers.
I was gonna go get them appraised and pay gold for or pay some coin with it.
Okay. Just to refresh everybody's memory, the leather bracers that he's carrying have a mark on them. Each one has a mark of 4 winds blowing inward, and in the middle is a howling wolf. So, the next morning, today is a special day in Sigil. It is Green Beer Day.
Oh, wow.
Green Beer Day is a yearly tradition. A Spinagon who lives in the lower ward. Let's pick a street. What street sounds good?
In the lower ward. Alehouse Row.
On Alehouse Row? It's probably why it's named Alehouse Row.
Yeah.
The Spinagon's been living in Sigil. Spinagon, by the way, is like a low-level fiend, one of the Beatisu. Been living in Sigil for as long as anybody can remember. Doesn't seem to be associated with any of the factions, which is odd for a resident who's been here this long. But every year on this day, right at peak, right at midday, the doors to his little kip open, and the kips in this area of Sigil are like packed really close together. I mean, it's just houses on top of houses here. But his door opens and he begins rolling out casks of green beer from the first layer of Beator. And it's free to anybody who comes and brings a cup. So by dawn of this morning, people are already lining up down Alehouse Row, cup in hand. Elsie Clone. One of the members of your faction, a barrier, is a male barrier in your faction, in the Believers of the Source.
Okay.
And this is how he finances his lifestyle. Is throughout the year he produces little tin cups that he can put up in nice, organized stacks, and then on this day, he hires on a bunch of Godsman namers to walk the line up and down Alehouse Row, selling these little tin cups for 2 silver apiece.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's going to be going on today at midday. So the line's going down the road in the morning. Let's start with Riot. What is Riot's morning action?
Riot goes out to Alehouse Row.
Okay.
But not to drink. She's set up a little chair with a sign and a table. And she's accepting applications for band members.
Okay. Looks like I'm going to have to open up fantasynamegenerator.com.
What website is that?
Are you advertising a new band name?
Yeah, let me open up Fantasy Name Generator.
Yeah, I can give you band names in like fuzz, like thrash.
No, there are good band names on this site. I mean,
No. These are the band members that are signing up. Q-Tip,
oh.
Susan.
Let's see.
Old Susan.
So, Kelian, what is Kelian's morning action?
So he recognizes that he has a problem, and that he has too much money. He also has a problem of he has no idea where to put it, and he certainly doesn't want to give it away. So he's going to go shopping.
Okay. Now, first of all, where do you go shopping?
The Great Bazaar.
Okay, go into the bazaar. It's a really good place to fit in and a really good place to get rid of lots and lots of copper.
Yeah.
So what is it you're looking to buy?
Well, I'd like to get all my unidentified things appraised. I have 2 unidentified potions as well as the bracers.
Okay.
I got to stock up on crossbow bolts since I've shot a few of those.
Okay.
I'm sure that's...
Crossbow bolts you can buy at PHB costs. Those are in ample supply, unless you're looking for special kinds of bolts for some reason. To get... So you're looking... When you say appraised, do you mean you want to try to get their monetary value, or are you trying to find out if they have magical properties?
Both.
Both. Monetary value you could probably do in the bazaar. For magical properties, you're probably going to have to find a wizard for hire.
Okay. Would I be able to find one in the bazaar, or would I have to go to, like, faction HQ, or...
You could definitely do it at your faction HQ.
Not mine.
The Fated would charge you for it, because they're the Fated.
I'm trying to avoid my faction headquarters for the time being.
Other than that, I mean, you could just ask around and find a wizard who keeps their shop in the market ward.
Okay.
Like a curiosity shop or something, but any information you get, got to take it with a grain of salt. There's no way to really judge the trustworthiness of these wizards.
Yeah, I know.
So, you're buying crossbow bolts in the bazaar. Anything else of note? How much money do you actually have? Let's do it this way.
After the night at the inn, I have 9 gold, 90 silver, and 300 copper.
Okay.
Let me pull up the PHP.
So, I mean, the 90 silver plus the 300 copper, that's what? 12 gold? That's it? Okay. I'll tell you what we'll do.
All right.
For 10 gold pieces, we'll say you find a shady stall somewhere in the bazaar that has curiosities on it. For 10 gold pieces, you can mark down that you've bought a non-magical curiosity and then just declare what it is later when it becomes opportune.
All right.
We'll say that's a
I
good
think we
way
should
to
all, at all times, be walking around with one of those.
There's
Because
also
it's always been amazing.
extensive jam stalls to be found
Nice.
in the bazaar.
Why would I care about jams?
Okay, no problem.
It's what jam? That's a food. Sure.
Even the fantastic butter-flavored jam.
It's actually really weird. Generally, there's like a million different types of jams, but there's just like one type of jam. Just a lot of it.
It's just called Sigil-flavored jam. It tastes like Sigil.
Ew.
It's the only kind of
tastes-
jam you can get.
It tastes like a rainy London day. That's what it tastes like.
Waiting for wet old men in trash London.
Yeah, there you go.
So that non-magical curiosity will eat up most of your copper and silver.
Yeah.
you wanna just-
That's what I did. Yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
Excellent. Wonderful.
And give me just 1 second here. I'm looking to see if there's a random Planescape generator. But when I started typing it, it came up with random crash solutions for Planescape Torment.
Nice.
That's a great game, but I really wish it didn't exist. Because it makes it really hard to Google Planescape stuff.
It does.
Alright, let me roll some percentile dice here for a second. So that's how
I don't know if I can join you on this room.
that's how Kelian is spending his morning. Does Fantasy Name Generator have an instrument generator? Yes, it does. Oh my god, I love the site.
What's so fantastic about the instruments?
Because these names are wonderful. Throughout the morning, Riot, sitting there, nobody looks like they want to leave the line. But you've set up your stall. The people sitting next to your stall... Well, first of all, let me ask, where did you set it up? Like, we right at the front of the line, or are you down the road from it, around the corner?
Near the front of the line.
Okay. So, like, across the street, so the people in the line can...
Yeah, so
okay.
so as people get green beer and they're milling around drinking it, they can see my stall.
Okay. It takes the better part of the morning to get your stuff set up.
The band I'm advertising for is called Parallel Eternity, by the way.
Parallel Eternity?
Yeah.
Alright, I need to go let my dog in. While I do, I need you to think of what a rart organ is.
Okay.
A rart?
It's really weird. It's really weird at the beginning of the day. Like, it's just filled with in-depths and clueless, the line. But at the end of the day, like right when it's about to start, the entire front of the line is just all takers.
I want to invite the creator of this site to just watch the session 1 week. I'll be like, hey, thanks for naming everything in my game for me.
Glad that they actually got their own name from Fantasy Name Generator.
One of the first people in line, and he doesn't have one of the Godsman's little tin cups that are being sold. He has a giant, like, two-handed wooden tankard with what looks like a family crest emblazoned on it. Like, this thing's been in the family for generations. You don't see many gnomes in Sigil, but you recognize him as a gnome. There's this little squat guy with this cup that's half as big as he is, and a big smile on his face. But he calls out to you without leaving the line. He calls out and he tells you he plays a mean rart organ.
Okay.
So what is a rart organ?
A rart organ is like it's a pedal operated type of bagpipes where you've got it's kind of like a combination keyboard bagpipe deal where one pedal fills up the bag and the other depresses it, and you have to play your notes as you're alternating between the two pedals.
Okay.
But it's basically an upright type of bagpipes. It's got these organs similar to the different pipes you come off the bagpipes. Yeah, that's a rart organ.
Very good. But yeah, he introduces himself as Ron Rug, and he says he plays a mean rart organ.
Okay.
Is this a mobile instrument?
Not especially. It's not on the level of a grand piano, but it's not something you can walk around and play at the same time. It's not like a guitar or anything.
Then he tells you this would require some setup.
Yeah.
He says his clan has been working for years on making a portable version that captures the same sound, but so far they've been unsuccessful.
All right, and I'll run it through my questionnaire, which is let's see, right. I'll ask for his name, faction, instrument.
What is his faction? Let me roll a dice here.
What was his name?
Ron Rug.
Ron Rug. Plays the rart organ.
He's a governor.
You actually don't have to ask his faction. He's dressed in what looks like at one time might have been priestly vestments, but they've been heavily modified and changed to just look like a simple tunic and breeches. But you can tell just the faded coloration and the markings they used to have and the fine material they're made out of. At one point, he was a member of some kind of clergy, but now he's had his vestments redone to make just standard street clothes, and he has the patch of the Aethar on him.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Okay. I rolled a 1, and that's just Aethar is the first one on the list.
Yeah.
But he's not stepping out of line for any reason. He's going to be... a couple hours,
Yeah.
he's going to get one of the first glasses of green beer.
Yeah. So I ask his his name, his faction, his instrument. Where can I find him?
Well, he says when we ask where can you find him, he says his plan today is to get his mug of beer and then go to the back of the line.
Okay.
He says last year he managed to get 2 mugs, and he's hoping to repeat that this year.
Nice.
All right,
And I'll nod and say, all right. Riot will not be in touch with you later.
Oh, you want this gnome. Plays the Rart organ. I hope you made a note of what the Rart organ is, because I didn't. So
I'll remember. Trust me, I'll remember.
El Ciclon.
Hey.
What's your deal today?
Well, I arranged to have the drink that I acquired, the silver and copper, handed off to Father Mondo.
Okay. Now, do you just go in and give it to him with your disguise on, or do you leave it in a basket on the doorstep?
Oh no, I'm not going to leave it in a basket on the doorstep because it's just going to get yoinked at that point. So no, I will go in costume. Yes.
Okay. They have an alms box. You don't have to actually turn it over, but I mean, you're putting hundreds of coins into the alms box. You'll probably fill it up.
Yeah, that's why I want to do it that way.
But if you just leave a sack sitting on the alms box, they'll get it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So how much you're giving? All your silver and copper? You're just keeping the gold?
Yeah. Correct.
Doing anything else this morning?
Um.
I mean, just navigating through the lower ward to get to the soup kitchen is a little difficult, given the crowd that's forming up on Alehouse Road.
Yeah, that's the other thing is. Yeah, if Happy were in town, we'd probably arrange some kind of demonstration, but that ain't happening. Like, that's the other thing is he'd probably want to check in on Happy, but that's not going to be possible at the time. So here's what's going to do. Probably find Orphan or not Orphan. God damn it. Riot. You probably see Riot's booth and probably gravitate toward that.
Does Ciclon play a musical instrument? Is he going to...
No, he does not.
I thought monks got a musical instrument.
They do.
Yeah, I think you get it just from your class. You get proficiency
Yep.
in a musical instrument.
Do I really?
Yeah,
Hold
it is.
hold on. Let's go to fantasynamegenerator.com.
That's the entire reason that Orph played the Sham.
Because I don't remember seeing that. Maybe
He
it was in
maybe
your background?
shows artisan's tools instead.
Could be.
Oh, yeah, that could be.
Okay. That's too bad, because otherwise you would have played the Flargy.
The Flargy. Yeah, no thank you.
Flargy!
I'm not going to play the Flargy. Not today.
Rickard,
Yeah.
quick question. Does the prison that the Mercy Killers operate, does that have a name?
The prison.
Just the prison?
Yep.
Okay.
When you say the prison in Sigil, everybody knows what you mean.
That is it.
I think a Flargy is a portable Rart.
The only prison that matters.
Let me also, just for later, so I can make this image up, I'm going to make a quick list of everybody's tile that they chose. Oh, I can
Are there
literally
a lot of
look later,
escapes
their
from the
names.
prison, Brick?
Very few. It can be done, but it's very uncommon. Anybody who's not a mercy killer doesn't know much about the prison. You guys are not allowed inside. Visitors are very rare, and when it happens, they're very tightly guarded and controlled. So the inner workings of the prison are a mystery to most people in Sigil. Typically, people that go to the prison don't come back out. But yeah, to answer your question, there have been escapes, but they're extremely rare, and
Not publicized.
the Mercy Killers make excellent bounty hunters. So
What's the official name of the Mercy Killers anyway?
the Mercy Killers.
Oh, okay. So they don't have like the dual ID like the Harmonium or Hardheads. They're just the Mercy Killers.
Their nickname is the Red Death.
Okay. Gotcha.
So, Riot, as you've finally got your stuff set up and you're kicking back and waiting for the green beer to start rolling out, Ciclon approaches your booth.
I'll wave to him. Give him a friendly wave. Say what brings you here. Not the
Well-
green beer, I hope.
Well, no. Fascinating tradition, but at the same time, I happened to notice you were over here and thought I'd come over and say, hey, look, what's our next step about
Let's
the
see.
business from yesterday?
So this is from yesterday. It's like your role and it's concluded, isn't it?
I'll shake my head. It won't be concluded until our adversary is expelled from the city permanently.
And I'll say, well, be that as it may, but why don't you, hey, take a look at what my ideas that I've got for the handbills I'll be posting later.
I'll shrug and then nod.
So, what are these handbills now?
So one of them says, Venvri Nulls wants to buy and sell you. Ask yourself, is the prison where the mercy killers keep criminals or their slaves?
Oh my God.
And the other one says,
I'll chuckle a
Goodrich
little bit.
Gibson considers you to be livestock. The next time the Fraternity of Order claims to represent you, say moo and walk away.
I'll chuckle a little bit and say that's good. That's
So-
really good.
Did you get these from fantasyhandbillgenerator.com?
No, I wrote these myself.
Oh my goodness. And as you're conversing with Riot, several of the low-level godsmen that you recognize in and out of the foundry come by to say hey, because Ciclon is standing there in his luchador regalia. You're not famous, per se, but among the godsmen, you're a known name. Just because of your flamboyant presentation.
Yeah.
And, there are other members of the godsmen who seek perfection through combat. Like, that is a kind of a major splinter of the godsmen. So you have no shortage of factioneers who will throw down if you want to put together an exhibition match. For the delight of the assembled.
Sure, that sounds good. Of course, we'll have to make sure to be able to get the hell out of there in case the hardheads show up.
Hardheads know pretty well to stay clear of the green beer line.
Oh, well, that's good.
A riot breaking out outside of the right outside the foundry is not conducive to business being done. So there tends to not be trouble on the green beer line more often than not. So you're going to spend the morning putting together an exhibition match. Who are you? What kind of person are you looking to fight?
Probably another wrestler similar to myself.
Okay. Okay, fantasy names raider wrestler names. They have wrestler names. I love
Yay!
this. I like this guy, the Torrent.
The torrent. Nice.
The Torrent.
Ciclon and the Torrent.
And
I
the
like
Torrent.
that.
You wouldn't download a luchador.
I mean, I might.
Do I have to keep him if I do? That's because breaking point.
I don't know. Maybe we should get a bird first.
His costume is stylized after a hawk, so yeah.
Give me just 1 second. I'm just generating the torrent for you. Okay, the torrent is it's from the Prime material originally. He's a Goliath, which means he's huge.
Yeah.
And he's called the torrent based on the idea that when water begins to move, it crashes against whatever's in the way. That's his theme.
Okay, makes sense. I like it.
But he seeks his belief is perfection through combat. What is Serenity doing this morning? I think Destil might be on mute.
She is in line for green beer.
Get in line for green beer. All right. What kind of cup did you bring?
Just a wooden cup.
Okay. When did you get in
As
line?
she passes Riot's position, Riot will yell out to Serenity, "Don't do it!"
So, my question is, when did Serenity get in line? Did you leave last night, or did you
No.
sleep last night and come in the morning?
Early in the morning, but in the morning.
Okay.
Probably like 4 or 5.
Well, you know how Black Friday works, right?
So you're like around the corner. It wraps, the line wraps around the corner and starts to bleed over into Whitesmith Street over here. So you're about the midpoint of the line. And earlier this morning, you saw Riot walk up with a tiny folding table under one arm and a homemade banner under the other, walking up towards the front of the line. And now you're starting to hear rumblings up and down the line that later on there's going to be a match between Ciclon and the Torrent.
Oh.
So money is starting to exchange hands.
Are there people going across the line taking bets?
Not formally, but
Okay.
money's kind of changing hands within the lines. People are making bets on one or the other, just with the people they're standing near.
Does anyone around me look interested in it?
Sure.
I'll put 5 silver on Ciclon.
5 silver on Ciclon.
I haven't been wrong with this before.
Should we add that bet to the loot sheet and then leave it there for 40 sessions?
That was pretty good. I like that.
I never got tired of seeing that on the loot sheet. It was just saved for posterity.
Lost a lot of money on you, McDohl.
Your fault, not mine.
And Mahogany. What's Mahogany doing this morning?
Alright, so Mahogany has been, since he's been in Sigil, every year going to Green Beer Day, but every year he constructs a larger cup than he did the last year.
Okay.
So this year, he's not 100% sure he's going to be able to carry it once it's full. So he's attached tiny wooden wheels to the bottom.
So you just have a barrel on wheels? Is that what we're talking about here?
Well, it's got a handle.
Okay.
So he's able to carry it there, but he's not too sure about the walk back.
I have a question. Can he lift it with one hand?
Yeah, with one hand he can lift it when it's not full.
Gotcha.
I don't think he has to lift it. He has to put his head down into it. Now,
Yeah,
that's a
you
great
gotta-
idea, but it's not as an original idea as you're probably imagining. There are other people with giant. They brought little barrels on wheels in the line. So, did you and Serenity go to the line together?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so you're standing next to Serenity in the line, and you see the same situation. The bets are being made. Ciclon versus the Torrent is going to be a match later today on Alehouse Row.
I'll toss down some silver.
Has Nodal learned his lesson yet?
How much
Oh
silver?
God, no!
And are you putting it on
Just
Ciclon
5.
or the Torrent? 5? Okay.
Just 5 on Ciclon.
This does feel awfully familiar. So other than that,
Session already.
the morning is pretty uneventful, but spirits are pretty high. And towards the end of the morning, you have that Dragon Con situation where people are like, "Hey, is this the line?"
Yeah.
No, this is the line to get into the line.
Yeah.
At one point, we were in a line that was not a line.
That's happened
That's
more
pretty
than one
amazing.
time.
I've been to Magfest a couple times, and yeah.
Anybody who's gone to a convention has been in a line that's
And
not a line.
it wasn't that
Like,
we were
you just-
the wrong line. It's
You were
that
just-
it wasn't a line at all.
You were just standing around and someone came up behind you and someone came up behind them.
Yeah. That's that trope
The
is
worst
so
is when
old.
you're in a line and then you find out you could have just walked to the front of the line because your line isn't a real line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what. And That trope is so old. There's like a Penny Arcade comic from 1999 about it. So that's happened to everybody. There's no shame in not standing in the not line.
It probably happened at the first couple of Star Trek conventions.
I mean, there's the old Simpsons joke where they're saying, no matter what it's for, this line must be good because it's so long.
And it's the complaint booth.
Yeah.
The problem is that there's a devil handing out red beer, and that's a completely different line.
Exactly at peak, at midday, the doors open, and I can barely pronounce this guy's name. Rakaku-kan. His doors open and he comes out and greets everybody jovially, and he's got imps working with him, like actual fiendish imps, about 7 or 8 of them, and they roll out the first cask and set it up and tap it, and the green beer begins to be dispensed. So they got the one cask right by the door that they're feeding the line through. A couple of the imps start rolling a barrel down the line a little bit to feed around the midpoint. There's enough for everybody. Nobody will go unserved. The lucky will get served twice. So let me make another roll for Riot here. So Riot has no interest in drinking the green beer.
No, she is not going to drink anything that that Batizio is giving away for free.
Okay. Now, to be clear, there has not been any ill effects other than public drunkenness and the side effects that come along with it.
No, not that Riot knows of. She doesn't trust this at all.
So she's afraid of the things she doesn't know of.
Right.
Okay.
Awfully judgmental for a tiefling.
Is Riot also afraid of chemtrails?
What's Kelian doing this afternoon?
You get Morgellons by drinking that.
Okay. So, having taken care of the things he needs to do in the Great Bazaar, he's going to go to the beer lion.
Okay.
And observe and look for someone who is incredibly intoxicated and inebriated, and also incredibly good looking.
Also incredibly good looking?
Yes.
Define good looking. Like, are we like what race are we looking for? What are Kelian's criteria for that?
Hot.
So like a fire elemental?
So like a tiefling?
Really attractive. Either gender doesn't matter.
Well, that's what I'm asking. What does Kelian find attractive? Like, is he into Githzerai? Does he want him a barrier? Something more esoteric? Do you want someone with bat wings? Keep in mind, too, that Kelian has a sense to, like, suss out other Aasimar. Sure. Even though none of them look the same.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what's your goal? I'll put it that way. Is your goal to get beer without getting in line?
No. His goal is to get a place for the night.
Okay.
Since, sleeping at the inn, while it's doable and practical since he's got to constantly give money, so he's basically looking for someone who's incredibly drunk so he can sleep with them, have a place to spend the evening, and maybe possibly loot them.
Wow.
Okay.
That is his goal.
So the person you're looking for is more of like a thrill seeker than a common bubber. Because a lot of the more upscale folks don't need to go to Green Beer Day because they can get a hold of whatever drink they want. So most of the line is taken up with just bubbers out of the hive, workers from the lower ward, etc.
Uh-huh.
You're looking for somebody who came down to go slumming and to just enjoy the spectacle of Green Beer Day.
Sure.
Okay. Do you interact with Riot or Ciclon or the people waiting in line?
No.
Okay.
Like, he'll pass by them and he'll nod and small talk if need be, but otherwise not really.
On your way to the lower ward, walking through the ladies' ward, you overhear rumors in the streets here and there of some big hubbub at the barracks this morning. Just an hour ago, fresh off the presses. Nobody seems to know what's happened. Rumors are flying around.
No consistency of the rumors, even.
Something to do with one Harmonium member attacking another one. You've heard it as one of the Harmonium went barmy drinking the green beer because they got a cask ahead of time. You hear another one of somebody delivered some kind of indictment against the Harmonium in a faction, and by tonight the barracks will be razed to the ground. You hear many different rumors, but the consistent parts are it's happening at the barracks, it happened just now, and nobody knows the details.
I will mention that in passing to everyone I see at everyone in the group I see at Green Beer Day.
Okay.
So what's going on?
Something going down at the Harmonium. I had no idea what.
And at the news that it might get burned down, Riot just said good.
Kelian nods like, yeah, all right, makes sense.
I'll cough and then just be like, well, something to take a look at this afternoon, possibly. I mean,
Well, this afternoon you're going to be doing an exhibition match. Everybody else is waiting in line.
Right. That's right.
Sounds like not our problem.
Kelian,
Yes.
towards the back of the line, walking down, you find what looks to be an easy mark. A gaggle of what looks like young adventurers, maybe in their early mid-20s. A variety of races and factions and professions. They look like they've come off a night of drinking and then got in the green beer line.
Sounds legit.
These look like people that they're fresh off some adventure on the plains somewhere. They've got more money than they know what to do with, and after their revelry last night, they decided to get back in line. It'll be an hour or two before they're served green beer, but these would be your easy marks.
Perfect. I waste no time in chatting them up, and I open with, "Hey, have you guys heard what's going down at the barracks?"
And none of them are members of the Harmonium. You don't see the Harmonium emblem on anybody. But they reply, "No, what's going on?"
I don't know. Something's going down. It's didn't quite tell what. Something about Harmonium fighting within itself. They're gonna burn the place to the ground.
And at that, one of the
Sounds like
young
pure
women
chaos.
says, "Good." And the rest of them kind of chuckle. Make me a
Cheshire.
charisma check. See how well you get on with these folks.
That is a 15, I think.
What?
Let me hold on. 15. 14.
14. Okay. They all look to be members of some more, like, the more pushover factions. Ciphers, Indepts. There's a Chaos Man in the group. And you manage to adjust your personality accordingly. And kind of chat with them. Very early on in the conversation, it's made clear that, hey man, there's no cuts in the line.
No, it's none for me. I possibly couldn't.
All right.
I am here for the enjoyment of others. I am enjoying everyone else enjoying themselves.
Okay, so you're going to spend the afternoon chatting these guys up. They just came back from an adventure in Eastgard. And the particulars of the adventure are not important, but it was a rather light-hearted romp. They weren't doing anything really dangerous or earth-shattering importance, but they did come into a little bit of loot.
Cool.
They managed to get a flop house in the lower ward for a silver piece, where they basically tore the place apart last night, drinking their coin away, and then they heard about this Green Beer Day thing. So right now they're staying in a flop house in the lower ward.
All right, that'll do. That'll do, I suppose.
El Ciclon.
Yes.
Let's roll initiative real quick.
Initiative.
You got to beat an 11.
Plus 2 to that is... I didn't.
You didn't?
Yeah.
Okay. So, after the torrent gets his beer in his little tin cup, you decide to set up a match. And you find one of the more crowded spots on the road. Let's see here. Everybody's covering up all the street names. Oh, there's nothing there but Alehouse Rail.
Yeah.
You managed to do it in a relatively wide area of the street out in front of the foundry where the green beer line is lined up on the opposite side of the road. So it makes kind of like a de facto kind of courtyard area in the middle of this cobblestone road. And as you and the torrent start to shout the fight, some folks are lining up the walls of the foundry to watch, and a circle of people holding cups filled with green beer has formed up to cheer you on.
Mm-hmm.
Now remember, you can roll to hit, or you can make a performance check, depending on whether you want to actually attack or just make it look like an attack.
I'm going to go for performance this time around.
Well, the torrent got you on initiative, so...
Yeah.
The green beer seemed to have gone to his head very quickly. And his opening attack is always the same. He just tries to bowl you over with his weight. So he gets a running start and throws his arms out, lets out his Goliath battle cry, and tries to blast into you. You just sidestep out of the way and watch him crash to the ground and skid across the cobble. He rolled a 1, so...
Nice.
It's all you.
What's his Goliath battle cry?
Just a scream, just a... One of those.
Very nice, Rickroad.
Thanks.
Very nice. I'm impressed.
I'm glad you liked it. It's all you.
All right. Once he crashes the ground, I'm gonna go pick him up and let's go for a headbutt.
A headbutt?
Yeah. More performance than anything. I'm not looking to kill this guy. I'm just looking to give these people a good show.
I should hope you're not looking to kill him.
Yeah. Plus 4 to that roll is 11.
Okay. You get your arms underneath the torrent, and you manage to get his great weight and get him up onto his feet. But at the same time, though, like, you're not picking this guy up just with your own strength. I mean, he's actually getting up off the ground and trying to make it look like you're standing him up to headbutt him. You're not sure how convincing it came off, but the headbutt you deliver when you spin him around square to the... Like, where are you aiming for? Chest? Head? Groin? Chest? Get him square in the cage as soon as you get him, and he bowls backwards over on under his own weight. That part was definitely real.
Ooh.
Kill him!
At that, he starts looking, like, angry. You see his eyes flash open, and he reaches up with the back of his arm and wipes the green beer froth away from his mouth, and then gets to his feet and come in with a haymaker. Claps into you for 2 damage. Bludgeoning.
Ow. Dude is going at me for real, huh?
He's throwing real punches, at least for now.
This is a shoot fight.
This is somebody you fought before, and you know he tries to make it look real. He'll pull his punches after you've been battered a little bit, but he's going to start out making it bleed.
All right, yeah, I think I'll do the same. I think I'll do the same thing too now, and just go for go into arm bar him now. I'm actually gonna go for that. You know, draw some blood maybe.
Don't forget you have your bonus action as well if you attack unarmed.
Yeah. See, that is 10. That's 10 to hit.
10 doesn't do it.
All right, I'll sweep around a bonus action again. Go for another punch, and that's 14.
What is Ciclon's armor class?
Ciclon's armor class is 15.
Okay. Yep, 14 does it. So you go in for the armbar, and he can't duck under it because he's friggin' 9 feet tall.